beginning. Both fighters, the sportsmanship, the gloves in the air.
Okay, guys, so what we're going to do is, this is my second time recording this, and I'm kind of pissed off. So what we're going to do is they're going to go to commercial break really soon to, get ready to announce the cards. Then they're going to show some highlights. Of course, we can show highlights to you via our right because of fair use news reporting. It's right there on the screen. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. All the links to my social media right down below in the description box. And I am not going to give Keith Thurman no shit. You know why? Because even though he's a very questionable figure, I respect him as a fighter. And he's a very smart fighter. Yes, he was in trouble. Yes, people are going to say he almost got knocked out. He almost got knocked down. No. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. He didn't. I was just talking about this with our subscribers in the fan chat for the weigh-in. And I like to leave those comments on the screen so you can actually see how the fans feel, or more so the hardcore fans, because, see, we're not like those other channels. We have the hardcore fans here. We don't cater to the casuals. You can't say Keith Thurman was exposed. We should have known that Josesito Lopez would fight against Saul Canelo Alvarez, where he shouldn't have even been up at that weight. He broke Victor Ortiz's jaw. Mike Dallas Jr. In fact, we have his resume right here. Marcos Maidana, where I feel his body wasn't fully acclimated to 147, but there was a different Marcos Maidana at the time. The last year and a half of his career has been linked to Keith Thurman. I remember I talked to Keith Thurman at Wilder versus Thurman 2. This was the first time Keith Thurman had been seen in a while. And he was talking about how, the rumors of him fighting Josesito Lopez wasn't true. Andre Berto, if you go back to watch the PBC on Spike fight between Berto versus Lopez, you're going to see that it was somewhat a controversial stoppage. Aaron Martinez should have ended Robert Guerrero, but the referee let it go on. Jesse Vargas, split decision. Mike Dallas Jr., his resume is legit as fuck. So you can't say, I already know people are going to say, yo, Keith Thurman's a bum, Errol Spence with Indeem and everything. Maybe tonight they would have. But the rush should be off the next fight, right? Now he's going to be in the deep end. Let's pause the video and wait for the commercial breaks to be over, and then we're going to listen to the post-fight interview and listen to the cards. I already know what the cards are because, as I said, this is a reshoot because my goddamn computer crashed, and it never crashes during a post-fight video. Oh, they're back. Let's turn it up.
Ready to fight anybody after going 12 rounds with Lennox Lewis and Joe Goosen. Your thoughts on a fight we watched with the champ against the challenger Lopez?
Well, there was that early knockdown, and it was all Thurman early on. But Lopez rallied
in the last round,
in the middle part of the fight, and parts of the last few rounds. He kept Thurman honest.
And Thurman, let me tell you, Lopez took some great shots in there.
Yeah.
And you can tell he was really determined, and he wanted to win.
And I think Lopez's stock just went back up again. I think he'll be back in contention because of his performance. That great
all these highlights are available to you free, by the way, on the PBC on Fox Twitter page.
Judges, Lennox. I mean, this is fight a little closer. Our unofficial scoring from Larry Hazard ringside with us. He's got Thurman, but in the ring, the official announcement.
He's got Thurman 117, 110.
Jr.
Let's listen in.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have a majority decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Don Ackerman scores about 113 to 113, even a draw. Judge Steve Weisfeld scores about 115 to 111. Judge Tom Schreck sees it 117 to 109 in favor of the winner. And still, the undefeated WBA welterweight champion of the world, Keith one-time Thurman.
Not a unanimous decision.
No, one judge, went for Lopez, and that's not unusual.
As Lopez
No, that's Thurman.
put up a battle. That's
This is Pop.
Keith Thurman, who at one point was so concerned, now can smile.
You know, the two other judges had it right.
Notice his dad smiling now.
Did you have it that lopsided, or did you have it?
So what we're going to do is now I know that they're going to go to commercial break. And then they're going to have Keith Thurman's post-fight interview. He's going to talk about fighting Manny Pacquiao next. In the previous video I did, I was talking about how I interviewed him about 4 years ago. I believe it was at Khan versus Algieri, where he was talking about, at that point in time, Floyd Mayweather had the belt that he has. Excuse me. And he was talking about how when you're the WBA Super World Champion, like Keith Thurman is, that when you are that champion status, you have no mandatory. And that he was upset that Floyd Mayweather had chose to fight Marcos Maidana instead of him, even though he should have been by right, because he was, Keith Thurman at the time, had the belt that Manny Pacquiao has at this time, the WBA World Championship. So notice in the post-fight interview, you're going to hear him talk about how, well, you know, it would be a privilege to fight Manny Pacquiao when technically by right he should get the fight. But however, the way boxing politics work is Manny Pacquiao is the A side, so therefore the belts don't mean nothing. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. Now, do I want to see him fight Manny Pacquiao? Yes. Do I feel he deserves it? Yes. Because you know why? Because he gave up his belt, even though he would have likely been stripped. He gave up his belt for Danny Garcia and Sean Porter to go forward. So in my mind, to me, he's still a unified champion. Yes, tonight he didn't look good. But come on, it's been 23 months. What did you expect? I already knew going into this that he wasn't going to look that great, or probably wouldn't have. And maybe he wanted to get the rounds in. He was being careful. Yes, he did have some issues with Josesito Lopez. But as we've talked about, Lopez ain't no joke. He's not a bum. It's just that Keith Thurman was better and he got the win like he should have. So we're going to pause right here and wait for them to finish these goddamn commercials and shit. And then listen to the post-fight interview. And then I'm going to get ready for Munguia and Inoue are in the ring right now. So I got to watch that fight. Then we're going to do our post-fight press conference, which is going to be about an hour or so long, wrap up everything, and then start fresh on Monday. Please subscribe. I'll links to my social media right down below in the description box. We're going to be right back.
He said, hey, I want Pacquiao next. You know, he's among boxers, the last of the living legends. And if you missed last week's epic performance by the all-time great Manny Pacquiao, you're in luck. The re-air of the entire pay-per-view event over on Showtime this evening. I know, Lennox, you were talking about it. Pacquiao certainly mentioned that he wants to continue to fight, be interested in fighting the likes of maybe Thurman or Errol Spence or Mikey Garcia. Perhaps a rematch with Floyd Money Mayweather, but let's hear what the champ has to say in the ring with our Heidi Andro.
Thank you very much, Chris. Yesterday, Keith, you told me when you looked into Josesito Lopez's eyes, you saw a game opponent. No better test for the hand and the elbow than this fight. How did it feel in there?
Now you know what it means to be up against a game opponent, you know. First, you know, I want to thank God. I want to thank Fox, PBC, Al Heyman, my team, my family, this city, Brooklyn.
Thank you, Al Heyman.
Baby. Thank you guys for coming out. The champ is back.
Not you.
You know, you dominated the early rounds, but he had you in some exchanges there in the 7th round. How hurt did he have you?
He had me buzzed. He had me shaken up. I was trying to stay on the outside. I just was a little off in my prediction of his long arms and the way that he was lunging in, willing to really swing and commit for that knockout. He was coming for me, but I told everybody, you're not going to see the best Keith one-time Thurman after 22 months, but you will see a world-class performance, and that's exactly what I gave you guys tonight.
You absolutely did. Now, you've said that this is your get-back year, but with that said, what would you like next? If this Manny Pacquiao fight were to come to fruition in 2019, would you take it?
I most likely would definitely take it. I'm going to have to talk to my team. We're going to have to talk to our managers. But I feel good. That was a beautiful fight. I would love to have that. Bring it in the ring. Maybe Brooklyn, maybe Vegas, wherever Manny Pacquiao wants it. I'd fight him in the Philippines if I had to, baby.
How's the hand?
It took some punches today. You know, he's tough. He had a tough head, but we held up strong. I wish I could have gone to the body a little bit more. I saw him breathing heavy, but he kept his elbows in tight. But I will be back later this year, believe that.
All right, well, you keep that strap. You enjoy it tonight. Keith, one-time Thurman. Chris, we'll send it back over to you.
There's a champ.
Hey, let's pause right there. Let's pause right there. Here's the closing thoughts. Keith Thurman should get Manny Pacquiao over Errol Spence, over Sean Porter. He deserves it, right? By right. I know you may say Errol Spence, and you may talk about what fights may be bigger in regards to money, but he deserves it. I'm lobbying for it. I've been lobbying for it. You know, tonight, off this performance, he got the win, a clear win. Even though he was in some trouble, I'm not going to judge him. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I got to get to the Munguia fight, and then we're going to get to the Thurman versus Lopez post-fight press conference, which is likely going to be the video after this, unless either Munguia or Inoue gets knocked out, and then we're going to do that next. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Expect for me to do a more thorough follow-up video on Monday, the 28th, in regards to this situation. Probably not Monday, because I have a lot of things to do. Probably Tuesday, the 29th. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live with FightView360.com. Please subscribe.